Hey guys, welcome back to some Gilded Guardians. In today's video, unfortunately, I have to share some bad information, and that has to do with the Assassin's League. So the Assassin's League leaderboards have been canceled. So if you're doing your pushes, if you're using your tickets, if you bought your tickets, the leaderboards are canceled. You can go in here, you can play for fun. You can also make sure that you're getting the rewards out of here. You can see we claimed a lot of the rewards. Some of them at this point we haven't gotten. So if you're going in here, you can go through, you can claim your rewards. I don't know if they're doing anything with the rewards, and I'm going to go over exactly why it is canceled. But going in here and getting these scrolls is going to be imperative if you really want to push. Now, for a lot of players, they have been stuck at floor 80. The other kind of sticking point that I've heard is floor 120, where they are stuck and players are getting locked out in their entirety. And they're also saying that they are going to be refunding rubies if you use them in this event. Now, the reason being one single hero or a combination of heroes, and it starts with our hero, which of course is in the Guardian decks. I don't have a copy of it, but looking at Attakus. So what happened, in just an explanation, Attakus has the ability to set landmines. The landmines do a lot of damage. So what players were doing, or what I guess Gilded Guardians didn't think of, is with the landmines that are set out. So right here's the landmine ability. At the start of battle, he throws the landmines behind all the enemies. So if you have the ability to move those enemies into those landmines, it is going to explode, and you can see doing 380% of damage, physical damage, and stunning them. Now the bug or the trick was what you could use a hero, you could use specifically a warrior hero, and if you had a copy of the warrior hero, you know that you could take the boss and you could push the boss back, you could move the boss, which is again another important part, and that was due to Aloria had the ability to actually push everyone through. So with the ultimate ability, charges at a random enemy, causing knockback to all impacted enemies, dealing 250% of attack as physical damage. So with the knockback, you could actually push the boss straight through. You could push the robot, the Turton, push the boss through. Now, when the boss hit the landmines, so again, you think of just systematically, you're pushing the boss through, the boss is going all the way through, the boss hits a landmine, you had the ability to pause the game. If you pause the game while the boss was in the landmine, it just stacked damage, and it did damage until the point the boss was done. So players were exploiting this kind of build, or this exploit, honestly, because it's not the way they intended it. That did cause them to post an announcement, which they are canceling out the leaderboards, which again, go in there, you can run it for fun. No reason to grind, reset, all of the things that we do with the last two events we've seen. So kind of sucks big picture, because of course, it was a pretty cool event. Trying to get to Rowan was a very unique dynamic that they ran in here. Unfortunately, just a little bit broke when it came to Attakus and when it came to the ability to move the boss into those mines. And of course, they're not doing anything with it being exploited or anything of that nature. But when you start looking at the teams, right here, there is Attakus and there is our warrior. That is the combination that just literally trucked everything. And they said you could go in here, you can test it out, you can see it. But again, you can see there are those two heroes as well. So if you had the ability to get those two heroes, you could push again. You could push the boss back and the boss would get stuck. And there they are again. So every combination that we see as the highest on the leaderboard is not going to do anything. So you could essentially go through here and push. Now, I don't know if these leaderboards are going to go away. That's another question. I know they said the regular leaderboards are going to go away, meaning that usually there's additional rewards outside of here based on where you're ranked. So again, I don't know if these ones are going to stay. And let me look at the announcement really quick. That's actually a good question. So it says, ensure that Attakus and Alori are in the team. Landmine skill is unlocked during combat. When the landmine hits behind Rowan, you activate the ultimate ability, pushing Tukton to the landmine, and then attempting to pause the game caused additional damage, which again, you could pause it right there. But I believe out here on the bug bounty board, thank you for us, various issues later down the line with the Web3 leaderboard rewards to boot. So again, we're going to see it back in a little bit. So the Web3 leaderboard communicated will be taken out. They're going to be gone. No other leaderboard rewards are effective. So if you're looking to get some of your stones in here, if you're looking to get some of those calling crystals, no other leaderboard is going to be affected. So these are still going to run in place. So if you want a chance to get in the top 100 or even the top one, you're going to have to run those 2 heroes, and you're going to have to exploit the bug that we were talking about. So again, a lot of players over on Discord, a lot of players, different places were saying, I am running Attakus together with Aloria, and it's not doing any damage, not doing any damage at all. That is the reason why, again, building up one specific hero and then having the ability to pause it when they take damage. Again, it's kind of a cheesy broken, but you could reset it up into the point that you do get that out of here. So again, if you're looking to farm this out, you definitely can. If you're looking to score in the top 1, it's going to take a lot of time and effort, but the only thing you are shooting for are the rewards that are going to be in here for the event. There is not going to be any leaderboard that is tied to it. Now, of course, a couple other leaderboards. That means we should 100% focus on the endless leaderboards. This, of course, is going to be up. This is an iteration that we have ran for a long time. And you can see even right here, we're running legendary, doing incredibly well in here. Leaderboards, we're at number 1, but this is number 1 in the very bottom, bronze. I don't know why it takes us back to bronze, but it's kind of silly. We're at 1.58, where you can see the next players at about 500,000, just north of 500,000. But this is where we are, and I was ranked 168. I think it was 168 last time we did the run in here. So I'm hoping, again, it's promoted to gold. So they're moving us up to gold, which means we can get back to Masters. We were like 168 on Masters, and I know we still have a lot of room to build up these heroes. And then, of course, focusing on the rush ranking in here, 134, so doing pretty well. I know Whale D absolutely crushing it, but there are some heroes in here that I don't have built up, or I don't have built up to the point where I'd see a lot of effectiveness, including Selv and a couple other heroes, because they are super, super expensive to run, even looking at some of the formations in here. I mean, look at this, guys. They are Enlightenment 15, and I know these are Radiance level 10 across the board for all of these. So we are cap level. We are cap builds. Whale D is crushing it. And if you ever caught any of his videos over on Twitch, I believe that is where he is streaming. It's kind of crazy with the builds that we have in here. And again, looking here, all of the heroes built out. But look at the disparity, guys. 93 million to 59 million. That is crazy, crazy good. And I know, again, built out to really the very, very high level players. Cool to see, and it's cool to see how exactly it works. Even here, we're seeing a couple different heroes in the top, which again, I like, but I am nowhere near getting these. This is right around my range, which I like this build as well. And of course, you can cheese a little bit of this, but that is a really good party. Again, some of these heroes I don't have, unfortunately, but you can see that there are some variety in the parties itself, which I love to see. I don't like where literally everybody runs the exact identical formation, and it's either the players that have the formation or the players that don't have the formation. So it is really cool to see within the leaderboards that there are, again, some different players and some different builds that are out there, even some smaller builds that are working incredibly well, scoring in the very, very top. And of course, if you come in 1, guys, you're getting 4K diamonds or 4K rubies, which is awesome. And then, of course, a lot of rush coins in there, which unfortunately, even looking at the rewards, there's not that much to buy. That is one of the things that I kind of look at the game is when we're looking at, let's say, like the guild store, with everything we have going on, getting some of these free summons. I have 22,000 guild coins right now because there's not much to buy. Even in the arena store, we bought some gold out of here. We bought the calling crystals. So again, there's not really much to buy in here, which unfortunately is the same with the majority of these. We buy out everything in the rush store. And then, of course, most of the item store just because we have the rubies. But again, not a ton to buy. They need to add a lot more stuff to the shop to really make it viable. But all right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Unfortunately, the Assassin's League is canceled when it comes to leaderboards. You can still get the regular rewards out of there if you're going, but the Web3 leaderboards have been canceled at this point. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.